Yo, what is
Yo,
happening, ladies and gentlemen? What is good with you? It's your main man, Coach.
Danny B is back in the building. Another week of the Knicks corner starts right now.
I keep
Yo, you went the wrong way. I got it down
going
this
the
week,
wrong
bro.
way. You got it down, and I'm still doing the wrong stuff. Like, yeah. So as we work this out with this juxtaposition of things. Yeah.
We got it down now, bro. Do we got it down?
Yeah, man. No, I thought I did. I did.
All right. So moving on.
See? And now
there we go.
I got it.
There we go. He's got it. So what's up, people? Right
there. That's him. That's Danny B. Right there.
Coach.
Right there.
How you feeling this week, man? Tell me how you doing.
Mundo. And that's a new word. Write it down, ladies and gentlemen.
Love
it. You know what?
Time is here, man. The time has come.
And here's the thing. I'm excited for draft tomorrow as a content creator and a wax poeticer about this NBA game. Yep. But as a Knicks fan, it's Thursday.
Can I tell you, man? I was just thinking this like about half an hour ago. I was just thinking to myself, like, this offseason, I don't care what anybody says, this has been great. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's no pressure, man. Like, there's no arguing. You know, like it's just we're chilling, man. You know, it's positive vibes only, man. If you're not watching this live right now, Coach just threw up the mantra along the bottom. Positive vibes only. You know what it is.
Indeed. And thank y'all for listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else on Anchor that you hear us on the vocal side.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we try to give it to you, baby.
All right.
All right, man. Let's get into this big things like Quan with this draft.
Let's do it. Yeah, so I'll tell you, man, usually we start off lately, right, with like the rumors and this and that. And this week there really wasn't too much of it. You know what I mean? A couple things popping out, you know, saying, you know, the Knicks were trying to do a couple things, and obviously other teams. You saw that trade between Memphis and who was it?
New Orleans.
Yep. Making that swap with Steven Adams. So that was interesting to see. Yeah, and the big Valanciunas. I always liked him, man. You know, both of them. They always were big presences in the paint. You know.
See, I think that's the problem though, because Jaren Jackson Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Junior.
JJJ
occupies the paint. So I mean, and I don't think Valanciunas is a come off the bench guy,
right? So he's a starter. He's a starter still.
So that wasn't working. But then I'm wondering, is Steven Adams going to be coming off the bench, or is he going to be trying to start?
It's possible. It might be time for him, depending on where he goes, to start going into that role. You know.
Well, what's his name? The Grizzlies got him now, so maybe it's time for him to come off the bench. But maybe that solidifies their bench, and maybe that was something they were missing during their playoff bubble run.
Yep, very true. Very true.
So, all right,
because you know, Ja, he drives. You know what I mean? So
exactly,
he's like a mini Russell Westbrook in a way.
No, very much so. Attack the rack kind of guy, like all.
And he's good at it.
Long. And he is. He really is. Yeah. He's as fast as John Wall, but he attacks like Westbrook. He really does.
Yeah.
Good job there.
Yeah.
So since this is the Knicks corner, and I guess we're supposed to talk about the
Knicks. Ooh, I love that one, man. I got the mini version, bro. I gotta get a grown-up version.
Wait.
Oh man. For the people in the back that can see the back.
Yeah, man. You gotta understand. Cause that man gets both sides. You know what I mean? He gets the front and the back.
Got a little pat in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I got a rocket, bro.
Okay.
I got a little
Okay, with the
SpongeBob going on.
dizzle in the dizzle.
Yo, I got a little care package this week, man.
I
From
saw.
no.
Talk
That was
about it.
one. That was just one. So shout to Leon, Mr. Top News, sending out some News New York exclusives. I think it's
How
like
come
one
you
of
get all
two.
the exclusive, man? I don't get
Man, I
that.
don't know. I'm
My
honestly, Coach.
mailbox don't wake
I
up
was
at all with merch.
I was just thinking this, bro. I'm definitely gonna start sending some stuff your way, 100%. Like if I keep getting too much stuff, I'm sending it your way. And
Oh,
so
thanks, man.
the second thing I was gonna say is the package I got yesterday was from a company called Peace Collective. And if you remember, they did a shirt. Well, they still have a shirt out there with the little Rugrats on the front with the slamming the basketball. Emmanuel quickly was wearing it during a workout. I posted that probably like a month ago or so. And so me and that company that made that shirt, Peace Collective, got together and they sent me a little care package with a couple of shirts. And I want to take one and give it away at some point in the next like week, 2 weeks. So I'll figure out how we're going to be doing that. But yeah, man, it's they're pretty sweet. I got one of these. I got the Rugrats one. They sent me a sweatshirt. So I'll definitely be giving one of those away soon. And like I said, Coach, the next care package that comes my way, I'm forwarding that over to you, bro. Right to Jersey.
Love. All right, so let's get into this, man, because
let's do
we
it.
got the 19 and the 21 pick in the first round. I think
At the moment.
it's the 32nd pick in the second round.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. So
hold on, real quick, just pause for the folks that are listening to this. Right, we're recording this on Wednesday night, so I think we're going to be releasing this tomorrow, right, Coach?
You told me
Awesome.
to pause.
Yeah, no worries. So Coach is giving the thumbs up. So we're going to be releasing this the day of the draft. So if you're listening to this, it's just a heads up. We are recording before any moves are being made. I love this. Coach is just frozen. You got to go to YouTube and catch this if you don't. That was good, bro. That was good. So I'm going to hit play, resume.
Yo, all right. So yes, as Danny so eloquently put, this is before the draft. So don't think we're going live when you see this and we're like wildly inaccurate. But we will definitely have a recap after this weekend.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what? We might do a recap Monday if you're back. Because we going on vacation this weekend, people.
I will be back. And you know what? That man, it's just perfect because I'm going to actually do a Spaces Monday night. I'm 100% guaranteeing this one. Chris Percy and I, and they'll definitely be in the building. So he'll be there. We'll get you up on there, Coach, and we'll go back and forth between your board, his board, the board that actually comes out, and we'll see what happens, see what played out where, and what avenues, some teams went down. Our Knicks obviously will be highlighted there very much so in the conversation. Indeed. So Monday night, I don't know what time, but we'll talk about that over the weekend.
We will work things out.
Definitely, man, definitely.
What do you think we're doing? Because I'm hearing that we may trade up for 14, try to package 19 and 21, or we may actually be trying to package it all up for a big name trade or something like that. I heard a quote, air quotes, a Favale.
You gotta do them.
Rumor that we were shot down for some trade. What was it?
The Warriors?
State. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, guys.
We were trying to trade 19 and 21 for the 14. They said,
right.
Right.
But I think they said because they're going to use that in a trade for themselves.
I think so, too. And you know what? This could all even be a smokescreen to begin with because I think you never know, man. Why are they being so pointed? Knicks, I'm talking about, going after Duarte. So, Duarte. I'm going with whatever comes out.
What's funny is I actually have Duarte coming to us, and I have him falling to us. So you know what? Let's do that.
Without further ado, Coach, throw up that board. Folks, if you're listening on any of the streams, definitely I encourage you to go to the YouTube and check this out. We're going to be looking at a couple boards today and just going through a couple names. And Coach is blessing us.
Just make sure you'll also go to candidcorner.com. Look for the tab that says articles.
Do we have a banner?
And you'll see it right there.
Man, do we have a banner promoting Candid Corner? We got to get on that. We got to get to our producers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I will make sure.
Come on, Joe. Get on that. We got
it. Get him, Joe. Yeah, come on, Joe. Come on. Come on, Joe.
Joe's gonna be the guy in the back on the boards.
All right. So y'all can't see this wording, so I'm gonna read it off to you real quick. All right, with the number one pick, I do have Cade Cunningham coming off the board. But I'm starting off my trade spicy because, as you can see, that is not the Detroit Pistons that are drafting him. I
Yep.
have Detroit trading down to the fourth spot because they're not sold on Cade. I've seen that too many times this week. It could be smokescreen stuff, but I mean, they've got Killian Hayes, and then I looked at their roster. They literally have 5 point guards. You know what I mean? So unless they make a tremendous trade that offlifts like 5 point guards, why would you draft six? I know he's
There's a familiar name there too. A real familiar name.
yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do with Dennis Smith Jr., but I'm just saying he's one of a collective. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like they have a hive of point guards. So
Right.
I'm just like, I don't necessarily believe that they're going to add a sixth and then truck that into the season. So either way, I feel like there's going to be a trade involving Detroit in that number one pick. And the reason why I choose Toronto of all places, and you'll say, oh, they got a Fred Van Vliet, they got Kyle Lowry. Okay. What if they don't have Kyle Lowry? And we know what Fred Van Vliet is capable of, and he's a very capable player. But from all accounts, when you have a Cade Cunningham and the opportunity to draft a Cade Cunningham, you draft a Cade Cunningham. That's a
Yep.
point guard that you will need going forward in the future. And I feel like the Raptors need a reshuffle of the deck because the deck is getting a little aged.
Yep. It's true.
So if they draft him, you know what I mean, and possibly send uh or possibly take on a contract of a Dennis Smith Jr. or one of those other point guards, just to alleviate something for Detroit at the same time. I think that helps the Raptors stay relevant
Right.
while they retool and find out what Pascal Siakam is all about, XYZ. So to me, that's the move. That's the first move off the board. So I have
Right.
Toronto taking Cade. I've got Jalen Green going to the Rockets like everybody else.
Number two.
Right. I've got Jonathan Kuminga going to Cleveland, and I have Evan Mobley going to Detroit.
Right. Which
Evan
would make
Mobley,
sense in that point guard scenario that you would just mention.
right.
Quick question for you.
hmm
Obviously, we know Cade Cunningham is Cade Cunningham, so it's worth it for Toronto to want to try to
hmm
trade up. Do they have the assets to trade up? Is Detroit, looking to do something like that? What if, it's tough. I was going to say, what if Detroit could kind of wait it out? I mean, not Detroit, Toronto could kind of wait it out and maybe get Suggs,
Yeah, but I mean, again, when you got Houston sitting right there and every draft board in America has them taking Jalen Green, and you're sitting there at 4, and Cade Cunningham can really change your franchise, and that Detroit is whiffing on them,
Right,
I would figure something out to make that possible. And again, it could be taking on contracts that you normally wouldn't, but maybe you can grab a couple of expiring or restricted free agent contracts to just offset it to make it feel a little bit better as you're jumping up to number one. And again, for me, I think because Detroit isn't really sure, I think Toronto could be a really lucky beneficial partner to something that Detroit needs to do.
right,
Because again, they got Killian Hayes and nobody has heard anything about them trading him. And if you draft Cade Cunningham, you're gonna have both of them there, and you draft the point guards back to back.
right.
I mean, Evan Mobley is a Giannis / Kevin Durant in a youth form.
Okay.
He's got length, he's got
And at the
height,
center position instead,
but
which is
I
where
don't
a
know
lot
if
of
he's
guys want
actually gonna
Giannis.
play him there. He's tall, but he's lanky right now. I put him at power forward.
Okay.
Or interplay him with Siakam somehow. You know what I mean? Maybe he
All
is
right.
at
Sure.
center and stays there, and that again get some bulk on him like how Mitchell is right now. Maybe do that Giannis program to get himself a little girth. But
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure, man.
I mean, because I watched him at USC. He's got the skill set, and he's a little young though. That's the only thing. But he thinks highly of himself, and I think he could very well be an impact player with that young squad, and give him 3-4 years, and then the Pistons are actually doing something.
Right.
That's my thoughts. I haven't really seen a whole lot of folk with that particular trade, but you know what? That's
Right.
why it's.
That's cool, man. And listen, you
But
can't go wrong with a guy who picked the Bucks, and they won.
true that. But no gloat. No
No, no,
gloat.
no, no, no. I'm just messing around. But
So
another
I
name
got
on here, I see David. No, go ahead. I was just gonna
uh,
say I see Mitchell going to
yeah,
Washington.
yeah.
In the point guard situation there. Talking about
Now,
Westbrook and his name popping up this week too in some trades.
now that's another. You see, you're so clever, and you also notice that they're at the 7 spot.
Mm-hmm.
They're not at the 7 spot. Golden
Correct.
State is at the 7 spot. So you've just called out another one of my trades, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I
man. Talk about it.
I
What was your thinking behind it?
I truly believe that Golden State is not looking to draft rookies because Steph Curry and company are not looking to rebuild. They want to get back to winning because they know that their window is closing.
I agree with you.
So
And they
who's
still
out
got two
there?
perennial all stars. You know what I mean? That they have plenty of time left. You know,
And
I
and
mean, you could say three. You could say three. Excuse
I
me.
mean, you're gonna be walking Clay back, and if you grab, okay, let me say this: I believe Golden State is going to trade for Bradley Beal, and if you have Steph and Bradley Beal, and you send off Andrew Wiggins and Wiseman and Cutler draft picks, you solve a lot of Washington's issues with rebuilding because you've given them pieces. Either they got a number 7 where they can draft the point guard of the future,
Yep.
you know, and you've let Bradley go someplace where he would probably want to go to have his best chance to win. And
Mm-hmm.
so to me, it's fair for both sides. The fans of Washington will be a little miffed, but I think they'll be pleasantly surprised with a cat like Davion Mitchell. Uh, and you'll have Wiseman, who either can supplant Thomas Bryant or play behind him, because I know he was hurt last year and this was supposed to be his breakout year. So I know he's hungry to come back. So let's see what he's got. And that's still, and if he comes back strong, that buys Wiseman time to learn a little bit more and get more comfortable in the offense and the
Right.
defense for that matter.
Sure.
Um, and you've got Andrew Wiggins, who can put the ball in the basket. And his defense, he's had the best year he's had as far as defensively. So, and Washington did have some defensive deficiencies. They'll have Denny Advia back and healthy. So it could be a nice kickstart to their restart, trading
Right.
Bradley to Golden State. Now, I did hear that not Golden State, that Philly is interested in Beal as well, and that could be a destination for them, for him. But I just don't feel like, especially because on that list right there, there's no Philadelphia name for draft picks. So what is Philly going to give them right now that's going to help Washington's future right now?
Right.
So again, that's why I think it's Golden State. Uh, I definitely think that Washington will take Davion Mitchell because once you trade Bradley Beal, you have to
Right.
trade Westbrook.
And that's it. Yeah. And we know that, and that's exactly why I was going right there. Because like you just said, if they're going to trade Beal, they've got to trade Westbrook. And we've already heard his name pop up a little bit this week in
Right.
different scenarios. Even one report had him going to the Knicks, in a 3-way
Oh
trade
yeah,
with
that
a
was
couple other
fun.
teams. Right. Yeah, exactly. Fun.
I was gonna
Sure.
bring that up too. Matter of fact.
Sure. I know a lot of guys, Nick Central, Alex, one guy, who wasn't opposed to taking on a guy like Westbrook, in certain scenarios. And I understand after the conversation that we had on Bad Weather Fans, with Mike and Alex, and kind of talking to Mike in terms of his mindset where he was when the Nets, kind of made those big trades and brought, big guys over and all that stuff. So I understand it from that standpoint. There's certain fans out there that just want to see the Knicks win and aren't really into the whole, grind mode and, started from the bottom. Now we are here. So I get that, but that's where we're at. So I just feel like why take a step back to do something like that now? We're past it. That road's been gone. So I mean, I see those. I understand, when teams are running different trade scenarios, that's one that pops out, but not for me, man, not at all. So going back to Washington, they'd have to get rid of both of them, and I'm sure they'll find some way to do so. And in that case, that leaves them Davion Mitchell. So at 7, where you have them.
And I feel like again, it works for both of their futures. You know what I mean? And well, one of their future and one of their now. Because with
Right.
Bradley Beal with Golden State, now you can walk Klay Thompson back slowly. He doesn't have to rush back. You know what I mean? He can even like literally go game by game on a rest basis, whatever, until the first half of the season is over, and then be completely fresh for the second half of the season and then the playoffs.
Right.
And then you've got, Draymond's going to be reinvigorated with Clay and Steph on the court at the same time. And whether Oubre stays there or not is kind of irrelevant if you have a Bradley Beal, because you could fill the rest of the roster up and y'all still have a strong chance at great success.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah. All right. So we did that. And I think we're going to hit a little commercial break, and then we're going to come back and talk straight Knicks.
That sounds good, man.
Straight Knicks, yo.
Straight Knicks. Wow. I like that.
Straight like that, son.
Let's go. Let's see what Coach got for us this week. I see you going like this in your head. This is you in your head. Oh, yeah, I got one for them.
Myself up, man, but I'm thirsty. 50% of American families don't get enough of their hardcore hip-hop. That's why I'm glad my family likes the taste of Wu-Tang. It's for the children.
Gotta get me that Wu-Tang.
Yo, Wu-Tang is delicious. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. One day, man, we gotta just mock up some of these and just throw them behind us,
Yo, I would love to have a bottle of Wu-Tang behind me. So, we might have to really work on that, yo.
You know what? Let's make
and
it.
And a bottle of Emmanuel No. 5.
Yo, that's
that commercial
for sure.
is an all-star commercial, apparently.
Shout to Mad Brick. Yeah, for sure, man.
Shouts to Emmanuel Quickly, for that matter.
Yeah, very true.
Like
shouts to IQ. Me too, man.
Big shouts to Dykeman, because, IQ and Obese. Yes, Obese.
Bang. We've seen it.
I just renamed him, y'all. His name is Obese, and we keeping him.
Okay.
So stop trading Obese. Stop trading
bomb.
IQ. Cut that crap
flex
out.
Bomb. Flex bomb. We got to get those, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that dude from Police Academy. I'm not making the voices. We don't do that. See, now, funny, and watch, somebody gonna go and take a picture of me doing that and pair it to him in Police Academy. I'm never gonna live it down.
You know who it'll be? It'll be J-Ski, because he'll do that.
Don't give ideas.
Oh man, I'm gonna look out for that.
Yo, that's funny. You know what I mean? See, me and Danny get down so well, yo. It's not even about recording no more. We just, yo.
This is a normal conversation. Yeah.
I kind of wish. I wish this was live now, because dude, the comment section would be litty.
It will be lit, man.
I'm telling you, bruh. All right,
so we left off
back to the graphic.
We
Crack.
left off at the Coach 5 draft board.
Well, back to the grill again. I'm gonna jump down. Corey Kispert, I got going to Orlando
Now we got to touch this real quick
because
because,
you got him going somewhere else.
well, not even that. You know what it was? The NBA TV, which I don't put much weight into all these mock drafts, because
Right.
there's
Because
so
we're
many
all
things.
guessing.
Man,
Yeah,
I was
we're
talking about
guessing.
with Chris Persianen the other day. Like, we're not going to know exactly what's going to fall out until it happens because there's so much behind the scenes that we don't know. And until, people start getting picked and we get to the, top 5 and we're looking at 6 now, 7, 8, things are
Right.
going to change up. I really think so. So that brings me back to where we just started from, where on your list you got Corey Kispert at 8 going to Orlando, and on NBA TV's mock draft, if you got that image also, they got him going to us at 19. So it's
I have
interesting.
it. It's small. So what I am going to do
Yeah, very interesting.
is try a little magic. Okay. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is Danny B's Twitter page. As you can see up here at the top of the scroll, it says Danny B. And so he shared this wonderful tweet, and he says, "Nick fan, how we feeling about Kispert and Jones if we stayed with these picks?
Yep.
Because these wonderful people over here at NBA TV somehow got Franz Wagner, Moses
Yeah.
Moody, all the
They got
guys
they got
getting.
funny with it.
They got Cameron Thomas with this. Wow, y'all put up a bunch of folk that's interesting. Yeah, all
Yep.
right. Sharif Cooper at 17. Okay, you got Senguin going that early. Okay.
Yeah,
Y'all
it's
different.
interesting, man.
Y'all different. Trey Man all the way at
26.
26.
Crazy.
Word.
This is
Deion
NBA
Johnson at
TV's
23. Word.
crazy.
Word.
Crazy. So talk to me a
That's
little bit about how you got Kispert going to, Orlando here at 8
Orlando needs
versus
best player possible, and at 8, he's the best player possible.
okay.
He got length. He's got skill. You can put the ball in the basket. I mean, Scotty Barnes is there too, but so that they could kind of interchange, really. You know what
Right.
I mean? So, but they need a length. I know that they're trying to replace Aaron Gordon. So to me,
Right.
Corey Kispert does that.
It fits that mold. Okay.
Right.
All
So,
right.
and Memphis again, they got the big man, they got the point guard. They need somebody in the middle. They need a good flex wing. So I figure they get Scotty Barnes because he's a defensive cat too.
Right.
So at the end of the day, he can put the ball in the basket, but he could also defend very well, which is something they really need also.
Right.
So, especially because they now have Steven Adams that will probably back up Jaren Jackson Jr. So yeah, I think Scotty Barnes goes there.
Okay.
Then
Now,
go ahead.
no, I hate to interrupt you, man. I see your
No.
stream of consciousness flowing here. It's like a visual to me. You know what I mean? But no, I was gonna say you got a couple of asterisks here on your list with Oklahoma City, who has
Okay.
2 picks at 16 and 18.
Okay, and I'm glad you brought that up. You are so on point, man. I swear.
I'm trying,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I gotta
you're on
contribute.
point, bro. I believe Oklahoma City does not need 3 picks in the first round. I don't believe they're going to use 3 picks in the first
Yeah,
round.
I agree. I totally agree. I think a lot of people think that too.
But I don't necessarily think that their roster is constructed to make a big push for like a strong trade piece or something like that. I don't
Right.
think I don't think they're ready for that either. So maybe they package everything up and maybe they try to move up to 10 or 11 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right. I could see them trying to
But
do that.
but because I'm not sure is why I left asterisks. So I figure if they actually keep these picks, that's who they're going to pick. JT Thor, Zaire Williams. Uh
I
Again, their roster is funky.
yeah.
So everybody needs a big man that has some kind of defense on them, and I feel like JT Thor will fit with the youth on that team because he needs time,
Mm-hmm.
but so does a lot of people on that team,
Right.
with the exception of Shea Gilgeous Alexander. who I think people are kind of overvaluing right now.
A little bit.
Just
It's
to be honest, it's like he is not worth 2 draft picks and 2 people.
I saw
What has
something
he done
today
in
that
the
was
league?
talking
Like, come
about
on.
like like he deserves a max if you're looking at all these other guys out there and saying that they should get maxes,
Yeah,
but
why?
he's not there yet. Give him one more
What did he
season. If he
do?
performs that same degree or makes another step, then
I mean,
okay,
did
now we
he
talk
make
about it.
Oklahoma City any better?
Right.
Did he take on the mantle of winning games for Oklahoma City? What did this happen? Or is it just another guy who we see a whole lot of potential with that we gotta have that?
Yep. It
I'm sorry,
happens.
I mean, if we're gonna spend money, I want to spend money on something proven. I don't want to spend money on he
I'm
could
with
be
you.
great for us. Okay, great. So find him on a cheap, on a less expensive than 2 first round picks and people deal, and we'll bring him in. But again, that's how I look at it. Other
Yep.
people clearly see it differently.
That's for
Uh,
sure.
so I'm just gonna skip over a little bit because Franz Wagner, I feel like, is a San Antonio Spur.
Right.
He just is the build and the cut of it. You know what I mean? I
I
think
can
he's a
see that.
San Antonio Spur. He's a hard hat dude. You know what I mean? He's not fancy, but he works hard and he puts the ball in the basket. I
Right.
think that's the San Antonio mode. If it's not Pop's mode, it's somebody else's mode there, because it could very well be a new coach in that building soon.
Right. Right.
All right, so for me, I'm going to skip all the way down because, as you can see, Jalen Johnson and Usman Garuba, I do have going to Washington because they still need defense and they're going to need a wing to back up Denny Avia because, again, he's going to be something, but I feel like now he's got the injury. Not to say he's going to be injury prone, but you kind of just want to keep. And I'm sorry, I like having small forwards on the team that because they can flex. Maybe you can get them to play a little bit of the 4
Right.
at times. You can get them to
Yes.
play a bit of the 2 at times. So
Got to
depending
get that
on
value out of him.
right, so depending on the way that everything is flowing on the court, those guys could be plug and play in different spots. So I like having small forwards. So that's why I picked Jalen Johnson, and he's the best one at where they are at that point of the draft.
Okay.
So
Now,
and that's why Chris Duarte falls to us.
that's what I was just going to bring it to, man. I was going to say, so that kind of leaves us now with, going to the 19th pick. So you have Chris Duarte on this list coming to us,
Mm-hmm.
which there's been a lot of smoke coming out this week, just talking about the Knicks'
Him,
desire to
right?
get this guy. Obviously, there was reports where the Knicks brought him out for a solo workout. I've also heard reports where he has been demanding solo workouts only and only with his trainer specifically. So I don't know how true that is, but
Right, and I don't
it is what it
honestly
is.
think
So
that
if that's the
Tibbs and
case,
him.
then you could take that off of the list where the Knicks kind of want him because they brought him in for a solo workout. If so take that off the board. I think maybe it is some smoke. Maybe they're trying to make teams think that they're looking to grab him. So maybe other guys fall down and are available when they come up at 19. So with your mock board here, obviously you got New York taking him, so you don't see that happening. But that's totally cool. Totally cool. I've been saying I think he's an NBA ready guy. He's said he's ready to contribute from day one. And I don't know if you saw the tweet that I put out yesterday about his little interview. Shout
Yes,
outs
I did.
to Alder Amo for that interview with him, where he
I
pretty much
actually spoke on that on my Candid Minute this morning.
yeah, this was a hot topic because the way that he came off was just, this is who I am and I'm ready to go. And I'm not going to be one of those guys that's going to be around in 5 to 6 years, developing still. So it's almost like he's saying I'm at my peak and I'm ready to jump in and hop on and contend. So you could take it two ways. You know what I mean? You could take it where he's,
It's cute.
overconfident and cocky, or you could take it as, he's kind of trying to build up his stock and come from a more
Yeah.
honest standpoint. But
You a brash
how do
young
you take
man
it?
that believes in yourself. Cool.
Yep,
Cool.
I don't take nothing more to
It's
that.
kind of what I want in a basketball player.
Yeah, you got to talk your crap.
I don't want somebody who's going to be like, you know what? I just want my place in the world. Nah,
Yeah.
bruh. Like you can go to the Peace Corps for that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? This is the NBA. You better come on in with your heart.
I remember hearing Joe Budden years and years and years and years and years and years ago say something like, like if you're going to be a rapper, you got to be rapping about how you're the best rapper, and you can't be thinking about anybody else being a better rapper than you. And
Right.
that mentality applies across the board in everything. No matter what you're doing, you want to be the best salesman, great. You want to be the best basketball player, then that should be your mentality. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you gotta give it to him for that.
Exactly. Very well said, good sir. So,
Yeah, man.
who do you think we're taking at 19 if we're taking at 19?
Man, it's tough. Let me pull your what happened here?
I got you.
There we go. So yeah, so I'm taking a look here. If things get shaken up, man,
Now
it's tough.
remember, we got Chris Persianen, and he thinks that we are taking Kai Jones at 19
Yep,
and Deuce McBride at 21. So even he kind of agrees with the NBA TV mock draft.
to a
And
degree,
that's
yeah,
fine. And that's fine.
to a
That's
degree.
why this is
If
fun.
they don't get Duarte, Jalen Johnson's not a bad pick, but I think that they do. They have their eyes on a couple of people. One guy. Who did you just mention, man? Who was it?
I don't
Yeah.
see Sharif Cooper anywhere close. So maybe he's in the second round.
It definitely could be. There was a guy that I know the Knicks definitely did like, and we're keeping an eye on him. You just said his name too. What the hell is it?
Deuce McBride?
Yes, Deuce, and who else was
Bones
it?
Highland, probably.
Yes, bingo, Bones. Man, I'm trying to think in my head. Like I know it was one of those names, Bones.
You know
Yeah,
I got you.
two
You know
guys
I
that
got you.
that they were keeping an eye on. So I wouldn't mind either of them. I like Bones. I think that I just think he's got great form. I think he's got a good good head on his shoulders, good IQ, good court awareness.
Yep.
And I think
I
he
like
would be a good
Davion, but
plug-in
Davion ain't gonna
piece.
be there.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, how can you not like Davion? I think it's a pretty well-rounded draft. You know what I mean? There's a lot of talent, so it's tough. And I think there's a lot of smoke screens out there. So I think people are going to be pretty surprised when the draft actually takes place tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
So, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time out, man, making the mock board. CandidCorner.com for all y'all that want to go check it out. Leave them some critiques, some comments. Let them know what you thought. Give them some love here. CandidCorner.com is where you're gonna find that. Great show, man. I definitely appreciate going through it all, seeing what your mindset was. Where you think that we're gonna land, who we're gonna grab. Definitely cool, man. I'm excited. I'm excited because we don't have so much pressure. I'm excited because I could kind of kick back and just relax a little bit. And the Knicks are in such a great spot. Yeah, man.
Yes.
And all these videos that we're seeing, man, quickly, doing his thing. I know he's going to be doing a camp, I think next week or the week after. Summer League starts in about 2 weeks. So I'm looking forward to that, man. Get some morning drives going. Whoo, that'll
get your blood pumping again. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Sir, get that content out and crispy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed our next draft.
Extravaganza. What was that word you created in the beginning of the show, man? You got to wrap
it's going now. I didn't write it down.
Oh man, it was like an extravagant bonanza. Something like that.
Extravagant bonanza is the second new word. Write it down, ladies and gentlemen. Write it down.
Love it. And if you went to candidcorner.com already and read Coach's article, then you know exactly how he's pronouncing that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, because I wrote it down at the beginning of the article. So if y'all fascinated at that piece of news, go candidcorner.com, subscribe, get all the latest and greatest along with the articles and the articles.
Yup. And you already know Knicks Corner, streaming everywhere, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, wherever you go to listen, just type in the Knicks Corner. If you could rate the show, please do. We definitely would appreciate that. And as always, you'll catch us on Twitter, chatting away all week long.
Killing it, baby, with kindness and content.
Spot, man. Twitter, Knicks Twitter. It's the corner, bro. It's where you find the Knicks Corner. Corner of Twitter.
Corner of Twitter. And on that note, we will holler at you and we'll see you next week.
Enjoy the weekend. We out.
We out, baby.